high blood sugars on a plant-based diet. Plant-based diets have been shown to help people prevent, treat, and reverse type 2 diabetes, and it's especially helpful to tackle the root cause of type 2 diabetes, which is insulin resistance. And I'm a registered dietitian, and I've helped over 600 people reverse type 2 diabetes on a whole foods plant-based diet. But here and there, I'll still hear people commenting or messaging me that their blood sugar is still high on a plant-based diet. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some reasons why that may be and show you how you can also solve these problems. The first thing I want to say is make sure that you're actually following a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. A lot of people tell me, I've been vegetarian all my life, so why do I still have type 2 diabetes? How do you explain that? I want to clarify, a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle does not equal to a healthy lifestyle. These terms just mean that you're abstaining from certain foods, and vegan and vegetarian foods can still be pretty high in fat and pretty highly processed as well if you don't choose whole unprocessed plant-based foods. And what do I mean by whole foods plant-based? What I mean by whole foods plant-based is choosing plants that are minimally processed, and it's almost like a farm to table concept. You want to choose foods that are closest to its original form because these foods are going to be highest in fiber in its own form, and usually they have no added fats. And a lot of vegan or vegetarian products or even food delivery services are still pretty high in added fats and still are highly processed. So it's really not the best for reversing insulin resistance. The second thing I want to talk about is the glycemic index. A lot of people hear me say plant-based and they jump all in without focusing on the glycemic index of foods. Now, I do want to clarify the glycemic index is not an index of health, unlike what most diabetes guru promote. For example, ice cream, butter is high in saturated fat, but it is low on the glycemic index because of how high fat it is, and a high saturated fat diet can worsen insulin resistance. But watermelon, pineapple, potatoes on the other end are higher in glycemic index, but they are actually pretty healthy. They're high in fiber, they are low in saturated fat, and they're full of antioxidants. But usually when individuals are insulin resistant, have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, when they eat these higher glycemic foods, because their body is not great at processing carbohydrates due to insulin resistance, sometimes these foods might spike their blood sugar more than others. So if you are insulin resistant, what I would recommend is to follow a low glycemic food list first that are whole foods plant-based. And once you reverse your insulin resistance, once your body is better at processing carbohydrates, you can include higher glycemic foods that are healthy, for example, like watermelon, melons, and pineapple in there. The third thing I want to talk about is carbohydrate tolerance. If you are insulin resistant or you come from a low carb background, you may have lower carbohydrate tolerance. For a small percentage of people, if they jump into a high carb plant-based diet right away, their body may not be used to it. So it does take a little bit of a titrating process, a little bit of trial and error to help your body be better at processing carbohydrates again, and gradually and slowly add back the healthy carbohydrates so that your body can relearn how to process it. Because our goal is to help you reverse insulin resistance and help you improve your carbohydrate tolerance so that you'll be able to enjoy healthy carbohydrates again without it skyrocketing your blood sugar. That's the goal of reversing type 2 diabetes and reversing insulin resistance. So the biggest takeaway is everybody's body is different. Be patient with yourself and find out what works best for you and your body. And we know this because we've worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients one-on-one to help them reverse insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. And we go through their food with a fine-tooth comb and also look at what their body's pattern is when they process glucose. And if you'd like to learn more on how I help people reverse type 2 diabetes, make sure you check out my free reversing diabetes training. Link is in my bio, and I'll see you guys there.